Greetings, Japan fans! Today's show, we're going to look at some leadership essentials. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 10th year of the Leadership Japan series. And I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story. Dale, Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book in Japanese is The Eigyo. That's also available on Amazon. We are broadcasting around the world from Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan, and trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Okay, today's handy Japanese phrase before we get going. Remember, these are all informal, very, very informal expressions we're covering now. You use these things with your friends and never with a client. But, you know, if someone asks you, hey, what'd you do on the weekend? You could say something like, Uchi de goro goro shitete ta. Uchi de goro goro shitete ta. Uchi de goro goro shitete ta. Meaning, I loafed around at home. Hey, how'd you spend the weekend? Uchi de goro goro shitete ta. Yeah, I loafed around all day on the weekend. I didn't do much. Uchi de goro goro shitete ta. Uchi de goro goro shitete ta. Remember, informal, very informal, with your friends only. But if you want to say, I didn't do much on the weekend, hung around, loafed around, you know, couch potato, watched Netflix the whole time, feasted on some popular streaming series from one episode to the final, you could say, Uchi de goro goro shitete ta. This is episode number 472. Today we are talking about leadership essential understandings. P&L, the balance sheet, cash flow projections, revenues, profits. The list goes on regarding where we leaders place our attention. There's nothing like a pandemic to have you focus on the numbers in the business. It's easy to get caught up in the dynamics of survival and forget some of the subtleties needed to lead an organization. These usually revolve around our people and how we treat them and how we think about them. Like a juggler keeping 5 balls in mid-air rotation, or the artist who can keep many, many plates spinning at the same time, we have to be agile and be capable of concentrating on more than one thing at a time. Here are 4 things we need to be aware of while we struggle through the day-to-day. Number 1, it is essential to influence others to cooperate toward achieving desired results. The leader only has value in relation to an organization and the people who constitute it. Basically, we know this, but often in straited times, our force of will, determination, grit, and guts drive us to push ourselves hard and push everyone else hard as well. Cooperation becomes replaced with demands, orders, announcements from on high, reflecting one single perspective, our own. The servant leader rhetoric is flung straight out the window. And the value of the people to the leader becomes the dominant consideration rather than the other way around. Number 2, the leader's total personality, including the attitudes toward life and particularly toward people, will determine success or failure as a leader. Being perfect would make this whole leader gig much easier. In fact, we are a tangled web of fears, hopes, desires, and value judgments. Basically, as we progress through organizations as a leader, we start to smooth off some of the rough edges. We learn to curb our sardonic wit, sharpish tongue, that devastating riposte, and love of bitter, razor-sharp irony. When things are humming along, it is easy to be pleasant, upbeat, positive. Hail fellow, well met. We have that spring in our step, smiles appear easily, and tolerance and patience reign. What a great leader we are. When things are going down the gurgler and we are looking into the face of oblivion, our dominant spirit of negativity permeates through the whole entire organization. Being calm amongst the carnage and chaos isn't a natural play for most of us. So, as leaders, we have to have that actor's ability to appear in control when we are out of control underneath. McGregor, in his study of motivation, said that the Theory X type leader focused on the shortcomings, saw only the negatives of subordinates at every turn, and became the super detective uncovering faults and failures. His conclusion was that how we saw people influenced the culture of the organization. This means we have to be highly disciplined to make sure our biases are not running rampant and damaging the team's esprit de corps. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Today's show is being brought to you by, on the 27th of July, we're doing our Dale Carnegie course. It's our flagship course. It's really a phenomenal program, actually. The way that course is put together, you just realize, wow, Dale Carnegie was a pure genius. The way it synchronizes, the build, the cadence of it, how things link together, how it helps us to become better leaders, understand others better, be more sympathetic in our people skills, much better, more concise, clear communicator, dealing with our stress, pressure, worries, and really helping us to challenge and come out of our comfort zone. It's got the whole thing wrapped up into one magic program, and this is the Dale Carnegie course. Absolutely wonderful. The next day, on the 28th of July, we're doing another wonderful program, another favorite of mine, High Impact Presentations. I love this program. It's a program where people come in on day one of the first day of the first main modules, and they go out on the afternoon, evening of day two, totally changed, just totally changed. It's unbelievable. It's like transformational before your very eyes. It's just incredible. So obviously as a trainer, it's just so rewarding to see that growth so quickly. So love that program, and it's something that it's got every structure you'll ever need. Massive coaching. I mean, the amount of coaching, one-on-one coaching in this program is terrific. Two instructors. Video, everything being replayed, everything being analyzed, everything being fed back to you, being coached. Terrific program. So certainly something to look at. And then on the 5th of August, I'm a real sales guy at heart, so I love the Winning with Relationship Selling program. Goes right through the sales cycle. Very solid on the structures you need. Very good on helping you to improve your design of things you're going to say to clients, the questions you're going to ask, how you're going to overcome objections, how you're going to ask for the business, all that sort of thing. Terrific. Absolutely complete. It's a complete program in this one essence here. It doesn't require anything additional. You got the whole works here. Phenomenal. Very much recommended by me. Our website is www.dale, D-A-L-E hyphen Carnegie, C-A-R-N-E-G-I-E .co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 for you there at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, as well as my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, we have Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Number 3, the blending of the organization's goals and the career goals of the individuals in the organization is of paramount importance. These goals are interrelated and must all grow and prosper in concert. Is this the case, though? Isn't the leader's own goals usually of the most paramount interest for the leader? We're all human, and our frailties are many. So self-interest is a natural human dimension, and we should stop trying to put lipstick on the pig here. That doesn't mean that we cannot also have a keen interest in furthering the careers of our subordinates. Knowing what drives our people one by one takes a lot of time. But this is the leader's mark of excellence, spending the time to know what each individual's goals are in the first place, and then trying to bulldog the system to deliver for them. It is rare that the organization's goals and the individual's goals cannot be homogenized like fresh farm milk into a creamy confluence. The devil is in the details, though, and a lot of brute force can be needed to get that whole coalescence thing to work properly. Number 4. A central responsibility of a leader is to develop people and help to make them successful, since only successful people achieve important results. Sounds a bit trite, doesn't it? In fact, we are often failing our way to success. The innovation process is full of risk and is a messy endeavor. Hanmen kyoshi in Japanese means teacher by negative example, and importantly, this can include ourselves as well as the failings of others. We learn what doesn't work by trying it and failing. The important thing to keep in mind is to be as generous with the failings of our subordinates as we are with our own failings. Holding them to account, but to a higher standard than we apply to ourselves, is a toxic cocktail, and unfortunately a common one. In our own case, if we never fail but only learn, then that philosophy has to be applied equally to the team members under our care. This is relatively easy when the stakes are low. It gets more exciting when some very serious numbers are involved. And this is the test of our integrity, commitment, trust, credibility, and reliability as a leader. Kukyo yomu is a favorite Japanese expression meaning to read the air in the room and understand what is really going on, which might be different from what things appear to be. For leaders, sometimes we have to take a pause in the heat of battle and ponder if we can read our own air and understand what is really going on inside ourselves. These 4 prompts are a good reminder to make sure we haven't lost perspective on what it means to be a leader, especially when things get rough and tough. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Take what you found valuable, immediately put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. Be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.